Good morning, everybody, on this wet Wednesday before the trustees meeting next week. And this is my brief report on how things have been going since we last met at the end of April. And I am going to share a few slides just to give you a sense of things. So, first of all, some figures. You'll have seen Claire's report. The website traffic is looking pretty healthy, I think. You can see here. No massive spikes like we had at the beginning of the year for the number of visitors to LEYH, but a real improvement on previous years, as you can see. And this is pretty much the same in for LE Plus. Good, strong, healthy figures, no big spikes like in Feb, but just good figures which are matching those from 2024 when we had strong traffic across the site. There may be further questions on this as we go along. Since we last met, we've been working mostly on the setup of the refreshed sites, so nothing to report in terms of new developments on the existing sites. We have been doing some targeted work to increase engagement with resources. So, for example, this is our recent newsletter. We've just circulated. This newsletter is the strategy here is to focus on particular teaching resources to make sure that people have a knowledge and understanding of these resources, and we'll be doing a series of these over the coming months. This has been set up by Angela and is available now on the staff room. We've also been out and about at lots of forum meetings and a structured series of visits to providers across the region, as well as other stakeholders. We've done a bit of training for the DWP in South Yorkshire and some other similar engagements. We are still thinking about volunteer help to help us with marketing and social media, and probably towards over the summer months, we'll try to address that more directly. If anybody knows of a likely volunteer who could help us with this kind of thing, then please do let us know. As far as the new site is concerned, we are not quite ready to go live yet, but I can give you a little bit of a tour, I think. One moment. It's just in the wrong window. So yes, let me see. Where are we? Here. Okay, so you should be. So this is the draft front page of LEYH, the new one. You kind of seen a bit of this before, but it's developed since then. So we've got this carousel, as you know, and then lots of lively colors and little icons. As easy as 1, 2, 3, it says, and yeah, this little animation also reinforces that whole idea. So this is the front page, and then you put your postcode or town in, and then it'll take you to set of classes. You can there's some explicit filters up here highlighted, but you can also view all the filters down here, things like language levels and so on, if you want to. And then the lists are sort of tiled in this way to make it easier to read. Then you can go to full details of classes like this. Here's the Todmorden College, just down the road from me. More details about the class, send an inquiry to the provider, and so on. So that's a sense of LEYH. LE Plus is over here. You can see we've got a slightly amended new logo, which I really like. They've put the plus sign inside the bubble here, which I think is very effective. We've got our three key areas: teaching resources, staff room, and training directory here. I'll just give you a quick site of the Teaching Resources Hub. Everything is a hub these days, and you can browse in different ways. So the key way that we want people to be able to browse is by topic. Topics you can see are clustered here: core language, resources, and then thematic resources. So these are not yet finished, but they're getting there. Actually, much more actually than when I looked yesterday, I think. But we'll just have a look in here. You can see that it lists the resources that are within this section. So if I go into here, you can find resources created by Mesh, and you can find resources curated by Mesh, color coded in that way. Then if we go into one of our most recent resources, the Working in the UK Toolkit, then on the page here, all the resources are in there. You can preview the slideshow like this, and zip through, see what's there, and then you can download it here if you want to. Similarly with the teacher notes, you can preview in here the teacher notes for teachers, and you can download again down here. So everything is in there, and it's beginning to come together, although we think there's still plenty of work to do, and we're in a lot of comms with the web developer, and also doing a lot of editing ourselves on the sites at the moment. So hopefully it's going to be coming together over the next month. We have some focus groups which are planned for the next couple of weeks, actually. And we're also holding our next lunchtime showcase on this theme on the 16th of June, where we hope to showcase different aspects of the site, share them with colleagues, and get feedback from them there as well. So that is coming up. Now I want to go back and share my wee set of slides with you. Not that. Okay, back to the slides. So just looking back again, in May, we had a previous lunchtime showcase session, which was a follow-up to our spring networking event, in fact, on delivering pre-entry ESOL. We had some lovely contributions. This is the agenda up here, and these are just examples of a couple of slides. This is one of Judy Kirsch's slides about literacy practices. This is one of Claire's slides about learning English through potting and other gardening activities, which was very much positively appreciated by people. We've got some examples down here of feedback from the event, which really reinforce that sense that that this kind of event, this kind of session is strongly appreciated by practitioners, especially. What else? Another recent thing that's happened is in May, I got invited to this Bell Foundation roundtable in Westminster, which was an interesting event, and it was nice to be invited. It was an invite-only thing, and it really demonstrates, I think, the way in which our profile is being raised, not just regionally but nationally. We met Diana Sutton, the director of the Bell Foundation, at our event in the East Midlands earlier in the year. And I think as a result of that, we've begun to develop that relationship with them, which is really good. The sessions, the roundtable event, looked at themes like devolution, qualifications and curriculum, digital learning. From a policy point of view, the session was attended by representatives from the Department for Education and Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government. And the whole thing was pitched at a kind of contribution to the government's ongoing review of ESOL provision. There's going to be another one of these sessions in July. The government reps have keenly requested this, so we will hope to attend that to continue to have a voice in those conversations. Then on the 20th of May, Angela and Mandy and I took part in the first employer engagement platform workshop. If you remember, this is a small project that we're involved in with Migration Yorkshire and the University of Leeds to increase the capacity of especially small and medium-sized employers to confidently both employ migrants from relatively marginalized groups and then sustain the employment of those groups in businesses across Yorkshire and Humber. And we're really interested in being part of this, particularly in terms of sustaining employment by encouraging businesses to provide ESOL learning as part of their CPD programs for their employees. But we're part of the project more broadly. It was a great experience to be at the workshop, especially in terms of making connections with employers and other regional stakeholders as well. And we're working with a new agency called the Magpie Agency as part of this project, and that's quite interesting. They took they led a part of this workshop in quite a dynamic way, actually. So it's good to build those kind of bridges. One immediate result of taking part in the workshop has been an opportunity to build a link with the employer engagement coordinator at North Yorkshire Combined Authority. Now, although, as we know from last time, we're no longer working in North Yorkshire, we still very much have a stake in York and really want to build those bridges with the combined authority, which might in fact itself put some pressure on North Yorkshire Council to re-engage with us, in fact. So happy to build those bridges. We'll be meeting, Safina and I will be meeting the employer engagement coordinator next week, in fact, just after the trustees meeting. And this is part of our general strategy to engage with all the combined authorities across the region, including North Yorkshire. What else? Other project work since our last trustees meeting. Well, principally, we've been involved in setting up, running the Exploring and Belonging project. Mary has already started the sessions, and here she is over here taking a group out to look at the locality around St Augustine's in Halifax, where the project is based. So we've begun the sessions in Calderdale. We've also appointed our new expert by experience project support worker, Ethel Makeda. She's a fantastic addition to the team. She's already started working with Mary in the sessions. And I really want to say thank you to Martin for being part of the selection process, which has led to us finding this wonderful new addition to our team, boosting our capacity. Great to have Ethel on board. We've also appointed our independent evaluators for the project and begun to work with them. And we, by the time of the trustees meeting, we will have held our first management review, which was will be attended. It's tomorrow, actually. I'm speaking on Wednesday before the trustees meeting. It's tomorrow, Thursday. It will be attended by Izzy, who has volunteered to be the trustee rep for the Exploring and Belonging project. So thanks for stepping forward for that, Izzy. And then the other images on this slide are all from the Connect and Grow project. So I'm flagging that here because we were beginning to come to the end of that project. In fact, today, Wednesday, the second, third, what is it? It's the second of no, it's the third, sorry, of June. Um, uh, Today, Mary and Safina are over in Scarborough holding our final Connect and Grow session in Scarborough. We have held 19 sessions across the region over the past 20 months or so. And these images are actually from Doncaster, where we not only held sessions in a hotel in Doncaster here, but then after the sessions, Mary and Safina organised a day of doing sort of activities with a local charity that is focused on growing cultivation activities in Doncaster. So there they are, all out getting things done. Safina's wielding a fairly vicious instrument there, but it's just for cutting pruning, I believe. So thank you so much, I want to say, to Safina and to Mary for their fantastic work on running that project, which was funded by the Hilden Trust, and also to our volunteers, Basima, Haida, Oscar and Ali, all of whom have helped to make it a great project. You can't see them in any of these images, but both Basima and Oscar are out with Mary and Safina in Scarborough today, helping to run the session, and they've been a great asset to us over the life of this project. On the East Midlands, there is less good news. That's the end of my slides, so I'm going to stop that. Less good news to report. We're still waiting for news of a new contract here. We keep being promised that it's just around the corner, but it still has not appeared. And so this is having a bit of a bad impact, I think, on our capacity to work in the region, obviously, but also our professional reputation, I think, because the Lima site, Learning English in the East Midlands, is up there, but we haven't been able to actually work on it since the end of March. So it is inevitably degrading a little bit, and I will be writing to East Midlands councils shortly, actually, to point this out to them and to say we need to actually put some kind of sort of warning statement on the site for the moment, to say that it may be slightly out of date unless between now and next Monday they come up with the goods, and perhaps that will happen. I can give you some good news next week, but it's a wait and see on that one. In terms of our core contract, Migration Yorkshire have been or rather Gulsum has developed a good relationship already with key contacts at Migration Yorkshire. our payments have been made on time from them, even though we have still to receive our contract, and we're still working on the basis of the letter of comfort that I informed you about in the last meeting. We kind of hope to get the contract ready and signed before the end of June, which is when the letter of comfort sort of runs out, so to speak. So I'll be working on that, on talking to the relevant people at Migration Yorkshire over the next couple of weeks. Just I didn't plan this, but I just remembered I should also tell you that we will be having a fairly good profile at the conference, NATECLA conference, at the end of June. We have managed to negotiate having half a stall at cut price at the conference, and the stall will be looked after by Angela and Safina, who will be attending both days of the conference. And Angela will also be presenting doing a poster presentation of her research based on the progression pathways work that is ongoing, actually. So we'll be raising the profile of that project as well as other things through our stall and through Angela's presentation at the conference. I think I better stop there and look forward to seeing you next week. Okay.